Hey, welcome to 14-4. We got measurement and data today. So it says you've learned how to draw line plots. You can analyze the data in a line plot. Mrs. Calderwood separated the rock samples into her science classroom using the densities. She made a line plot of the data. So she has a line plot of the densities of rocks that she found. It starts at 1 and goes to 4, though there are no examples of 1 or 4. Remember that every one of these little X's is a different rock that she measured. So we're going to answer a couple questions for this. Before we get to that, though, they didn't really finish our graph for us. You can notice it skips from 1 to 1.5 to 2. So what we have to do is we have to make sure that we know what these x's represent. So we have to think to ourselves, well, what number goes directly between 1 and 1/2 and 2? And that would be, it goes 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. So this would be 1 3/4. Now after 2, between 2 and 2 1/2, what's exactly between those two? 2 1/4. Then we have 2 3/4, and then 3 1/4. So now that we have this all filled in, we can kind of see what do these x's all represent. So our first question was, how many rocks were used in a line plot? And again, we said every one of these x's is a rock. It's a rock that they put a little ruler up to, they measured, they made sure that it was accounted for within their line plots. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 rocks. Again, every one of these x's is a rock. It means there's 20 rocks that weren't part of this study. Number 2, which density occurs the most often? So this is one that kids get confused about a lot. When they see the word most, they think, okay, which one's the biggest? Which one has the most density? Well, that's not what they're really asking. They're asking which one appears the most, which one is the most popular. So if you look, you're looking for which one has the most x's. And you can see 3, 3, 7. So then I would say the one that appears as the most popular is 2 1/4. I believe it to be inches. Number 3, what is the difference between the greatest density and the least density? And this is where we're looking and finding which one has our greatest density, which one is our biggest number. Our biggest number isn't 4 because there wasn't one that was in the 4 category. That was just a number that could have been available. But our biggest one was actually 3 1/4. So we have to find our biggest and then our smallest, minus 1 3/4, because we're finding the difference. And now we have to subtract 3 1/4 minus 1 3/4. And we learned how to do this a couple months ago. We can't do 1 minus 3. So we have to borrow from the 2. We add the bottom to the top, 5. And now we're ready. 5 minus 3 is 2/4. 2 minus 1 is 1. And then we have 1 and 2/4. So we have to simplify the 2/4. We know that 2 is exactly 1/2 of 4. So it's just going to go down to 1 and 1/2 inches. Again, we're just figure out the difference between the biggest one with an X and the smallest one with an X. And number 4, Monique says that 3 1/4 is an outlier. Is she right or wrong? And we talked about outliers, I think within the first little chapter. And outliers are numbers that are way outside the normal range of data. So if this is our normal range of data, like that, is that an outlier? Is that really far to the left or really far to the right? And me personally, though it's the biggest, it doesn't necessarily mean that's an outlier. It's still within the normal range of data. It's very close to everything else. So I would say no, I don't believe it to be an outlier. Now, if there was one that was way out here that was like 8, well, that's a different story, because that would be way outside the normal range of data. If everything's within this little bell curve, 8 would be an outlier. But in this case, I don't think 3 1/4 is, because it's close to what's normal. And that's what I would say within that. Now, if you disagree with me, that's okay. Just put down why you think that I'm wrong and you're right, and that's cool as well. That's an opinion question, so I'll let you kind of come up with your opinion. So that's what we got going today. You're going on to, again, 14-4, the P page within that. If you want to do the page, that'd be awesome. Again, if you're doing this, I appreciate that. You can do a little less Redbird as I'm going through and looking at your Redbird numbers. I can kind of see who's doing this and who's doing Redbird only, and that's cool. That's just a choice you get to make. And then check your answers on that page as well. And that's it. Appreciate you stopping in. Have a good day.